If you are a leader in your industry, then you're going to want to hear about what we're doing here with Spotlight. It costs you almost nothing. It requires zero effort from you, and it multiplies your reputation. By the end of this video, you're going to understand how the things that you already have, the things that you're already doing, the community you already influence, because people look to you because they want to grow their business like you. You're going to see how you can help a lot more people and create jobs for people in your community as well. So I'm Dennis Yu. I'm the founder of Local Service Spotlight, and I've always wanted to be able to create mentorship at scale. Let's take, for example, Tommy Mello. Tommy, I've known a long time. He's a garage door king. He's grown his garage door business to $350 million plus. And if you are in garage door, then you know who he is, because you as a garage door technician aspire to grow your business to eventually be like Tommy Mello, who is who we call the lighthouse in that category. The lighthouse is someone who has done it. They've documented it. They've put a book out there. They've been on podcasts. They speak on that, not because they're trying to be a professional speaker, but because they're trying to grow that particular industry. And if you Google his name, you will see a whole knowledge panel pop up, because there's so much proof that Google knows that Tommy Mello is the real deal, not because of what he said, but because of all the proof related to what we call the topic wheel and the different components of authority that intersect to show that, to judge Google, real evidence across social media, across any kind of data signals it can find from YouTube, which is owned by Google, across the LLMs. Gemini is about to be the dominant LLM, depending on how you categorize it. They are the #1 search in LLM, not ChatGPT or Claude, right? Claude only has 60,000 users. ChatGPT has 1 billion, and Google has 14 products with over 1 billion users, right? But there's proof of this, and thus, because of his example, then we can show this is how we do this for all the other garage door people. And then because there's all this free stuff, there's these YouTube things, a book, let's just call that basically free for $14. There's maybe a podcast. Maybe there's some sort of download thing where you put in your email address and we'll give you the book. So now we have your email address. Let's call that a guide. Or maybe there's a course, right? A course is nothing more than a guide that people are paying for that maybe is interactive, has chapters, that kind of thing. But then there's a product. And maybe the product is, we will build your personal brand website just like we did for Tommy, or help you become better known, or organize the elements of your personal brand, or these other things that Tommy has the signal that we can pass all the way through. So when you see, and by the way, if you are a services company, and you want to be able to grow your services, maybe you're an agency doing digital marketing for chiropractors, right? If you have someone who's super well known in that space, let's say you're doing this for dentists, then you would have someone like Dr. Glenn Vo. Watch the videos that he and I made together about this. Then this influences all the other dentists. Some people call it an influencer strategy, but this is very different than getting someone to say, hey guys, you should use this product. And by the way, I get a commission if you buy it. That's not what we're trying to do, right? Yeah, we do want to get a commission. We want to make money together, but not in that sort of like scammy, buy my stuff, I'm a paid spokesperson kind of way, right? There's higher trust, a higher level of elegance. So let's take, for example, I'll just use another home services one, like Anthony Hilb. And this marker, is this an Amazon marker? No, it's an Expo. Anthony Hilb. Anthony Hilb is a well-known landscaper. He's a lighthouse. All the stuff follows through because he has all these different items. He has the book, he has the website, he has a successful landscaping business, and thus we can influence other landscaping businesses. We can take, in a completely different industry, we can take Dylan Haugen, also co-founder in Local Service Spotlight, and he's a professional dunker. Can you believe that? There are people that it's not even they play basketball. They just do one little thing within there where they dunk a basketball, and they have their whole training regimen to the hand skills and jumping higher, like not passing the ball or shooting, or just literally just being able to do new kinds of slam dunks. And because of this, he's able to influence all of the other professional dunkers, which is not very many. So it's pretty easy to win that niche. It's not like the NBA. That's a much bigger thing, right? But it's easy to win in this micro niche. Because what we do for Dylan, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Then we sell $10 a month personal brands, websites, and repurposing and positive comments and all this stuff to grow the exposure, get more sponsors, all that kind of stuff. Why not? Or maybe by the time you watch this, the price is $30 a month, or who knows what the price is. Maybe we dynamically change it where it's based on how big your audience is or where you are in your career. But the same process is true where there's someone who is an industry leader that's respected by their community. We implement digital marketing, personal branding, grow their business. So then anyone else who aspires to be like these people, they can also win as well. So this opens up to just about anybody. I would say, what do you do? So Dylan Haugen happens to also do something else. He is an AI builder. He's a young adult who implements AI and builds agents and whatnot. Yeah, he's a professional dunker too, but then he can influence all the other young adults that are going to college. Maybe the parents are forcing you to go to college, so you have to. So you might as well learn something useful versus some random English literature 18th century thing. And you want to implement AI for other, while you're in college, you want to do this for other local businesses. So in your town, there are plumbers and restaurants and florists and real estate agents, and your mom's friend runs this business or whatever it might be. You can implement AI to grow their business because that's what Dylan has done over and over again. So we can sell by spotlighting any one of these people. That's how we get more sales. Now, how does that work for us? So we built this whole system and we're running ads and we're building software and doing these different things. This is something I haven't seen really done except in like professional sports and makeup and beauty, perhaps. But because what we run for a Tommy Mello or Anthony Hilb or a Dylan, or we have lots of these. I don't want to name drop over and over again, but you can look on my Facebook and YouTube and see who else is a lighthouse. Then we basically partner with them and say, Dylan Haugen's a pro dunker, so then we'll call it Dunker Spotlight and Roofer Spotlight and Landscaper Spotlight, right? So whatever the category is, Spotlight, if you have a big enough community and you are willing to demonstrate by example, we can create that Spotlight site together with you. And together we run ads and demonstrate your thing and get other people because you want to serve your community. You want to help them. You're a roofer and you're Lance Bachman or some other roofer. You are Brad Strawbridge in Atlanta, right? Capital City Roofing, and you want to help other roofing companies grow. Then under rooferspotlight.com, we provide all of the information for free, but the implementation we'll charge $99 a month or something appropriate that we decide. And together, we are rev sharing on this. You don't have to manage the software team. You don't have to mess with all the AI updates. And the beauty is you're trusting us with your reputation because it's based on us having implemented it for you already. And then you can feel good about helping your community because all these reputational components that we amplify for people that actually do good work, where there's a real signal of that. Look at our previous video where I explain how personal branding and how the perceived authority drives more of the right kind of customers in without you having to sell. Ultimately, as AI gets stronger, it's a reputation game. And so you want to spotlight yourself, not just to potential customers, but to Google, to the LLMs, to the agents that consumers, right? The homeowner is using an agent to do stuff. So you have to convince that agent that you are the right choice for the thing that you want to be known for. Therefore, if you're spotlighted to search or AEO, GEO, EIEIO, it's how do I become the #1 recommended guy in my industry? So I'm a landscaper in Bloomington, Indiana. How do I do that? I'm a pool builder in Fort Lauderdale. Nelson Silva is the guy for that. Why? Because there's all this proof that's been assembled that runs through our platform, and all the Spotlight platform does is just amplify the proof that you have. Think about how elegant and how simple that is. If you have proof that you are good at what you do, and our system will go not just to win and serve, go there and score it and figure out whether we think we have enough ingredients, then why wouldn't you have the AI agents collect all of it, organize it, distill the most the highest authority components, run micro-targeted ads for potential buyers, repurpose that across multiple channels. So wherever people are, they're on LinkedIn, they're on YouTube, Quora, Snapchat, TikTok. Maybe you're not on TikTok, but what if we took all that content and put it there on TikTok to influence TikTok without you having to be there, right? We're doing this from your business standpoint, not from you were trying to become a social media influencer with 1 million followers. If you are a local service business, we want you to be 5 Mile famous. Watch the interview that I had with Dan Antonelli in person, where we talk about what does it mean to be branded and not blanded. And this is exactly in step with what we're teaching there. You'll even hear, if you're in home services, hear what Dan Antonelli has to say about how this process helped him be able to get a knowledge panel, helped him be able to be recommended, even though he already has that reputation on Facebook, to be recommended by Google, be recommended by the different LLMs. And that's the way we win, the AEO, GEO stuff. It's not all the fake stuff. That's being generated by the people trying to sell you stuff that isn't true, because you could Google their own names and see that they don't have any of this, so they're not practitioners. But I'm doing this because I want to see the real people who do good work, even if they're not good at digital marketing. I want to see them win. If you've got a great reputation and you want to be able to amplify it, then this is something you want to consider. Put your name below and we will score you, and you can take a look at your actual data. You want to lose weight? You step on the scale, let the scale tell you whatever the number is. And if you want to then take action, then you can. We'll tell you what you need to do for free. You can see the audit, right? The agent grabs all the data, analyzes it, gives you a plan. If you want to use our agents to implement the plan, that's great. You can pay us, which creates income and opportunities for the Lighthouse and the young adults that are also serving them, which is awesome. That's how we're changing the education system. Look at the schools that we partner with where we've taught this program, and there's these micro agencies that are starting under these other people. But if you're really cheap and you just want to do it yourself, that's awesome too. You can take the recommendations that we provide for you, you can stick it inside your Claude or Gemini and say, hey, can you just go ahead and implement all this kind of stuff and do the best you can based on the skill files and whatnot that you see Dennis and other folks doing? And it'll do a pretty good job. Will it do as good of a job as us? Probably not, because we've done it enough times. So our agents have gotten more experience and they learn just like regular humans learn. Your agent's not done it before. But it'll have our skill files. It's learning from the internet, if you trust whatever's on the internet, right? Might be pretty good. Might be 95% is good for 0 is the price. Would you get on an airplane that crashes only 5% of the time? The tickets are only $1, right? Imagine we brought back Spirit Airlines. Or are you the kind where you're willing to pay a little bit more for economy plus or even first class? And you recognize that, yeah, you could get it cheaper, but you also have a 1% chance of not making it because that plane doesn't make it all the way through, which is the benefit of free, but there's also a 1% chance that the bad happens, right? So that's what we're doing. Reputation is important to you. Consider how this is something that's free and easy in terms of getting your score, understanding what the stuff is. The learning is free. If you want to pay for our tool to implement, then it's only fair that you can pay month to month and see what it's doing. And if you like it, keep paying. If not, whatever. You can see other people that hopefully are like you. Look at the different examples of lighthouses that we have, that we're spotlighting them, and see the thing that we're doing with them, where you will see them talking about that as well. If that is for you, you're an agency owner. Look at the other agency owners that we are spotlighting. Could be Harry Gold, Nathaniel Stevens, Eric Huberman, right? All these other people. Then you might say, well, if it's good enough for Nathaniel Stevens, then it might be good enough for me. If it's good enough for Dylan Haugen or Tommy Mello or whoever it is, then maybe it's good enough for me. And if you are a lighthouse in a community and you want to have an additional stream of revenue, but more importantly, you want to help your community, then let's talk. Let me know, what do you guys think? Right? We're here to use AI to elevate the people that really deserve to win, instead of just using it to try to generate all this other stuff and skirt Google and cheat the system and whatnot. I believe reputation is the only thing we have standing as AI gets smarter and smarter. Love to hear. What do you think? What's the next step for you?